everybody. Welcome to Four Records. I'm Forrest.
And I am Jay.
This week we have Todd Smailes on. He's from the band Suburban Life. This was a fucking great conversation.
It really was. And it got me to listen to a few records that I hadn't listened to in a long time and that I developed or I maybe redeveloped my crush for. It was fun.
Yes, and I had to begrudgingly listen to one.
I had to begrudgingly listen to one too.
Yeah. All right, well, here are Todd's four records.
I can't even see me.
Okay.
We see you. It's fine.
All right. Good morning, dudes.
Good morning. How you doing today?
I'm doing good.
Awesome.
It's a cloudy day in LA, but it's rad. It's beautiful weather.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw you guys play at the brewery in San Dimas.
Oh, Burning Bridge.
Burning Bridge, yeah, with
Yes.
Odd
Oh,
Robot.
oh yeah. Well, that's how I know about this podcast.
Yeah.
Mike told me about it. Oh man, I got so excited when he told me about it.
Yeah. His was
I,
a
I
fun episode too.
oh yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, yeah, me and Mike have talked about music for a long time. So yeah, thank you, Mike. Yeah, actually, I don't not I got to do a humble brag here, but I did a couple of their covers.
Oh, nice.
Their two most recent records, I did the coloring and stuff like that. So a tattoo artist did the drawing, and then I
Nice.
did everything else.
Awesome. Yeah, I dig the covers that they get usually, the ones that I've seen.
Well, you're welcome.
Well, these were awesome records that you chose, except for one, and I'll get into it. I've got
Oh no, no, trust me. Trust me. When Mike even told me about this podcast, my brain was just like, okay, well, what are you gonna do? And this was months ago.
Yeah.
So, oh, I can't wait to, yeah. I
Yeah.
know some of my stuff was embarrassing or
No, no, no.
controversial.
One of them was I will get there. It's just it's me
Sure,
being
sure.
it's just me having scars from being a child. But
Likewise, yeah.
but your 0 to 10 was Beach Boys' Pet Sounds.
Yes. So, well, let me specify too, it wasn't necessarily the album, but I do have a very specific, vivid, visceral memory of being in the back of my father's Mitsubishi Cordia, little car, and I was with my brother and sister, and they were playing Beach Boys' Best of cassette, and God Only Knows was on that album. And I was like 7 or 8 years old, and I just remember the ending of that song, just a very visceral, like, oh my God, this is music. Like it really moved me. And so I mean, with that, I had to pick Beach Boys because that was the very first time I knew sounds, like various sounds or whatever could really like change like it made a chemical shift. I was like, oh my God, this is, and I was a kid. It was like I was a kid. I was just like, this is so beautiful. I didn't like church music. I didn't like my mom liked Neil Diamond and the Carpenters and stuff like that. And my dad liked Beach Boys and Kingston Trio and things from that time. But the Beach Boys was, man, that first record or that song was just so like, and so the Beach Boys from very early on was it was just an easy answer. That was the one that changed that. Oh, I have to do music, or if I can, I want to do that.
Oh, nice. So that's what kind of puts you in that direction. Were you already playing an instrument at that point?
No, oh no, my parents bought me a plastic guitar with the nylon strings. You remember those?
Yeah.
I had one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I actually, shit, I have a photo of it, but yeah, I'm wearing my Hulk pajamas and I have that guitar. And I was like 6, but I didn't know, I didn't know what to do with it. And then I didn't get an acoustic guitar until I was 14. And then that's when my life really went downhill.
But it's the best downhill.
Oh yeah, I'm happy. I'm still on that thing. Yeah, Ride It Till I Die. But
What
yeah, that was definitely, yeah, that.
what other
Oh,
Beach Boys songs hit for you off of that best of?
oh, obviously, well, Good Vibrations. I think that was at the time that was being used by Crush Orange Crush Soda. So I'm sorry, Sunkist. Sunkist Soda used Good Vibrations as their commercial slogan. I mean, really anything from that era, but even like fun, like all their stuff, I just grew up with, and it was more like it wasn't like it was a band making this music or even one person. To me, it was like a company was making these things, and like, oh, everyone will like this, and a company was putting these things out, and not even knowing how a company is run.
Yeah.
So I just thought something was making these things, and man, I really enjoyed it. And so I mean, really, it was all Beach Boys. It was all Beach Boys music that I really just latched onto very early on, even when I shouldn't have admitted it. Uh,
Well, I was just
like,
going to ask you, did you ever fall did you ever fall into that phase where you were too cool for the Beach
oh, of
Boys?
course.
Yeah,
Oh, man. Like, oh, I can't listen to my parents' music.
right.
Like, or yeah, it's so stupid. But I know it's secretly just like, oh man, these hooks. Oh, I, now you can get away with it. You can listen to music
Right.
wherever you want, but back it was, just like everyone leaves your car and then they put the cassette in. You drive home to Journey or something. Oh, this is awesome. Or Boston. Oh man, I was in a record store in Albuquerque. I had some records and some CDs. This is in like 2001. And I go to the counter and the guy's like, "Oh, cool." And I had a Boston CD because my brother loved Boston. And he goes, and he looks, I swear to God, he did this. He looked at it, he's like, "Oh, that's cool that you got a Damned record." I was like, damn, he made no bones about it. Yeah, it was pretty funny. But yeah, I was definitely embarrassed, especially when they had the Pendletons on, the Beach Boys had the Pendletons. And then they went from that, like the clean cut, to straight to like dirty hippie, like the big
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
beards. And I say this from the mind of like a 14-year-old. And I was just like, oh, what is this whole thing, the transition? And that's when I discovered, alternative music. And that's when it gets into again, downhill.
Do any of those songs hit different for you today than they did when you were a kid?
Oh no, fortunately, they're just as powerful. They still absolutely move me. I never over listened to them. And I still pay attention when they put on a record for the Beach Boys.
Nice.
I mean, that's just next level. That stuff is next level.
As you got into songwriting, did that stuff sort of change, or did you pay attention more to how those songs were put together? Or because as a Forrest and I have talked about this, as I very much not a Beach Boys fan, uh, but for a variety of reasons. But that record in particular is so like there's so much going on and there's so
Mhm.
many sounds and there's so much production in a good way that like I still can't, even as somebody who kind of knows how the sausage is made, still can't quite wrap my head around like that
Oh,
record.
same. And that's the thing, as a kid, you latch on to one melody, and
Yeah.
then the older you get, you hear the bass line or like, what was that? Was that instrument called that? He uses various instruments and all this. So in songwriting, for me, it was like I'll play one thing on the guitar, and then basically how I write a song is whatever melody will pop in my head over that, either the chord structure or just one note, and it locks in, and I'm able to remember it tomorrow. That's the song. I've I think I'm blown away. I've never like all my songs I just memorize like the melody and stuff like that. So if I'm able to remember that part, that's the hook. And for me, that's how the Beach Boys work. Like
Hmm.
the part that you sing back to your head or the part that moves you, that's the hook. And so that's what I try to do in all of my songs, is have a part that you feel that, people say you get the chills from that one
Yeah,
song.
yeah, yeah.
That's what I try to emulate. And I know every time it doesn't hit, and I try to get a hook another way. And it just does not move me the same if I don't get a good natural, oof, kind of like a good laxative, to quote Jello Biafra. I just want it to move me.
Right, right.
This is actually like this was one of my records. My 20s record was Pet Sounds.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Yeah, I mean,
it's just such a well put together record. I mean, I like Brian Wilson's stuff, even the like the stuff that's kind of stretches out there where you're just like he's going somewhere with it in his brain and you don't know where he's going with it.
yeah. Oh, and that's yeah. To finish that last answer, basically, when writing a song, I'll think of one melody, and then I like the bass to have another melody, and then the drums to fill in any empty space. And I got all of that, obviously, from listening to Pet Sounds because
Mhm.
of all the movements, and I just do that in a three-piece setting. That's basically, but with four instruments.
Did you ever hear the band The Explorers Club?
No.
They're very Beach Boysy, and they're
Ooh, is
from
this new?
like about 10, 15, at least 15 years ago because I've been listening to them since before I've had children. So yeah, at least 15 years old, if not older.
And it's just like a big vocal
Yeah.
vocal band.
Yeah, they do like their first couple albums are very Beach Boysy, and then they kind of start jumping into other 60s music. But the
I'm writing this
Explorers
down.
Club, they're like an East Coast band. They're from like North Carolina or something, but they sound
And they're doing Beach Boys harmonies?
yeah,
Shoot. The Explorers Club.
yeah.
And are they still playing?
It's been a minute since I've gone back to see anything new from them, so they might be. I think they kind of play here and there, but
Have you seen
they're
them live?
I've not. They were bigger when I had littles, and so I couldn't get out.
Or if they do a Milli Vanilli kind of thing, you're in deep trouble,
Yeah,
pal.
I know.
No, no, I love oh man, vocal. Although I don't listen to like, a cappella groups or anything like that, but I do appreciate some damn good harmonies. The R&B in the 90s, all that vocal harmony. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, All for One and Boys to Men and
Yeah,
all
oh
that.
yeah.
Oh
I mean, I
man.
never I never rocked an a cappella group, but you'd hear those on the radio and you're like, God damn, like they would just knock it out. So much soul too. Oof.
My wife's a chorus person. She was in chorus throughout high school, so I've had to hear some residually when
It's
she's
amazing.
around. Yeah,
The it's
I give
amazing.
her shit about it, but it's pretty cool.
Oh yeah. And it just fills a room.
Yeah. Yeah, it was yeah, this was I was like, "Oh good, I get to listen to this album again with
Did
purpose."
did you want to discuss that alternative for
Oh,
my 0 through 10?
yeah, yeah. What was your alternative? Hold on,
Asia, right? Was it the Asia self-titled?
Asia.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's right.
See, this goes back to being embarrassed or if I was allowed to listen to. I do have to explain it. The reason I put that on there is my uncle Jeff, rest in peace, sold me his cassette of Asia. It was unopened and it was in his bedroom because we went to my grandparents' house this one day. He was there, and the cover of that album is like a dragon in like water. It's a
Yeah,
really
yeah,
cool
yeah.
cover. And I was just like in awe of it. And my uncle's just like, "You want it?" I was like, "Oh, are you serious?" And I was like 7 years old, 7 or 8. And I go, "Yeah." He's like, $10. And I go, "Okay." And then I go to my dad. I go, "Can I have $10 for what?" I'm like, "Oh, Jeff wants to sell me this." And I show my parents, and they're making sure it's not like satanic stuff. And they're just like looking at it, and they're like, "Oh yeah, sure." And that's why I took it, and I took it home, and it's just total like I don't even, it's just rock, I guess 80s rock,
Oh, totally.
contemporary
Yeah.
rock. I really don't know how to classify it. It was popularized in 40-Year-Old Virgin, that album, because a couple of those songs are in that movie.
That's
So
right. When he's
boy,
running
did
at
I
the
sink
end.
in I sunk in my seat in the theater. I was like, oh my God, I know. Oh my God. Because I listened to the crap out of that album because I'm like, oh, if it's these guys have got to be cool, look at the cover. And so they're really funny, like silly, huge pop rock metal songs. I don't know if have you guys heard it?
Oh yeah, yeah. Heat of the Moment is a legitimately like I
Yeah.
have a
Yeah.
soft spot for that song. That
Oh
song
yeah,
came
I
out when I
still know
was
how it goes.
oh,
But yeah, I would listen
absolutely.
to my
Yeah.
my Walkman. I would just lay in my bed like at 10. He just yeah, it was a trip. But yeah, that's so I had to explain Asia. It
So
was
what edged Asia what edged Asia out over the Beach Boys? Or the Beach Boys out over Asia, I should say.
it
Probably
was
because it's the Beach Boys and not Asia.
yeah. A much cooler answer. No, I say I didn't sit and listen to Asia and be like, okay, what's the bass doing here?
Yeah. Well, it looks
I
like
didn't
it's
do it.
following the chorus right
Yeah,
here.
yeah. Oh, it's a brilliant move with the synthesizer right here. Heat of the moment. No,
See, I grew up in New Hampshire and I grew up going to like the fair every summer and like that I don't know, that sort of style, like the album cover is just like it's on every mirror that you could get at the fair, which probably were like Coke mirrors or whatever because it was the 80s, but
it
like
probably
it's just
was.
like that's the soundtrack of kind of like white lower middle class America when I was growing up.
Oh no, that was another embarrassing thing is that
Even though
like
they were
they were
from
America's
London,
band,
I think. Yeah.
like so they had this like Mike Love would take over and like all corny and like it's just like, oh, I don't want to like this band. But
Yeah.
those are two totally separate bands, like
Oh, totally. Yeah.
the
Yeah.
70s Beach Boys versus like the
The John Stamos Beach Boys
yeah,
versus
exactly.
yeah.
Who they just
Yeah.
played at Hollywood Bowl last night, Beach Boys with John Stamos.
Wow.
And we drove past, and my wife was like, well, who's left? Oh, the Beach Boys. And I'm like, oh, it's just
I,
Love and Jardine, I think, right?
I don't even know if Jardine plays with him right now. I feel like he's got it. I feel like the Beach Boys did the Black Flag thing where they kind of have their own. There's
Like
like
Oh,
love
three
just high
Black
school
Flag, like
kids.
three Beach Boys. And yeah,
an
Al Jardine and
honorary
high
member,
school
John
kids.
Stamos. Yeah.
Right.
Well, if we see, oh, Dave Coulier is a master of voices, maybe he'll take over for the.
Oh God, yeah, that
Hey,
would
we should
be.
we should only hope.
What's just doing the cut it out thing like throughout the whole set. All right, so your teen record is Guns N' Roses' Appetite for Destruction.
Yeah, you guys ever heard of him?
Who? Yeah,
Little
no,
band.
this
Yeah.
so
Little
this
band.
is what I was talking about. When I had to clean house as a child and not play Nintendo, my mom wanted to listen to this record. And so I
Oh,
don't like
funny.
this record because, and I don't like Axl Rose. I always thought I didn't
Fair,
like
fair.
Axl. I also thought I didn't like Guns N' Roses, but every time you see everybody else around him is cool as shit, and then
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's him who's the piece of
This
shit.
so yeah, this is so I mean clearly, Jason, what about you? What's your relationship with this record?
Oh, I love this record. I mean, this record, like, yeah, I love Appetite for Destruction. I hadn't listened to it in a while, start to finish, until like knowing that this was coming up. But that gave me a good opportunity to go back and listen to it again. And yeah,
It's
I
so
mean,
solid. It's
that
so
record came out when I was like 8, I think. And again, like white, lower middle class New Hampshire, where I grew up, like just rock and roll was the radio, and that album was just massive. I had no idea what any of the references were. Like I didn't
right,
remember.
right.
Yeah, I just like it was awesome.
Um,
And I
yeah,
never
I
had to clean the house listening
yes,
to it
so
because
that's the thing is like I definitely am dating myself because yeah, I was the target audience for that record. I
yeah,
was it 80, so I think I got it in like 88 or 89. I had it on
yeah,
cassette, and me and my friend, me and Lewis and Leo, I remember, we were Guns N' Roses as far as I mean, we just knew I knew every nook and cranny. I still do of that album. Um, and it was I remember a very dangerous time, in quotes, in pop music, because that was Guns N' Roses, and if you guys remember NWA,
oh
Yes.
sure,
those two bands were huge in media because they were so like, and so as a kid, I was like, holy Jesus, I got these gangsters on one side, I got these dirt bags who
yeah.
look like drug addicts on the, and oh my God, I saw the Sweet Child of Mine video, I think was and I just saw Slash's look, and I'm like, oh, that's it.
Yep.
This is me. I'm in. And then God, and then they played the MTV Awards a couple years later. I'm like, I'm out. I'm out. Because
Was that the
yeah,
November Rain one?
yeah, when
Yeah,
oh yeah, Slash was wearing an all blue leather
yeah,
thing, and I was just like, oh, what the hell? And yeah, Axel was on the piano. I was just like, oh, and I was only like 16 or something.
right.
So I was like, ooh, it just, and then that's when punk rock just like,
Yeah.
it was a total avalanche. But Guns N' Roses was definitely like a cool gateway because Duff was punk rock. And I know, you know, they met out in Hollywood, and I lived in the San Fernando Valley. So it was a very like, oh, these guys are local, and you know, or just they're a cool LA band, you know, as a 14, 15-year-old. And yeah, that's why I started playing guitar.
Was
It's interesting you mentioned the parallel between them and NWA as both being dangerous because, like, I hadn't thought about it in that context, but you're exactly right. And as a kid, I think Guns N' Roses were a little too dangerous for my parents. Like my
Oh
parents
yeah.
were like 70s rock era, especially my dad. So
Oh,
my
I
dad
wish my
got it a
parents
little
were.
more. My dad was into like Boston and Aerosmith and
Mm.
Springsteen and whatever. So I think he got that a little more. But I remember bringing home an NWA tape that my friend, rest in peace, Ramesh, had copied for me. But he knew my parents were kind of like, I don't want you listening to anything too weird. So he he copied it, the one of the NWA records, and then a Ghetto Boys record on the other side of the
Oh,
tape.
good
But he
Lord, yeah.
wrote he wrote the Berenstein Bears Christmas album on the label that he put on the Maxell cassette. So my mom's like, "Oh, that was really nice of Ramesh to do that for you," and I was like, "Yeah, he's a good influence."
Brilliant.
Yeah,
Well
definitely.
played, Romesh.
Yeah,
Well played.
yeah, yep. He's the best.
Yeah, those were both hip hop was certainly how my parents were definitely they were you know, I was raised Catholic, and so
Same. Yeah.
they did take away. I bought Kill 'Em All and Justice for All one day, the same day. And I came home with them, and my parents were like, "Oh, what is this?" Like, "Oh, there's just it's a band," and they're like, and they took them from me, and they wanted to read the lyrics. And so they had,
Yeah.
you know, had them for a couple weeks, and they never listened or read the lyrics. They never listened to it. But Guns N' Roses, yeah, I guess I was a little bit older at that point. I was in eighth grade or something like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, they didn't, you know, they're just like just turn it down kind of thing. But yeah, that album, that absolutely was the oh man, and it totally holds up, right, Jason?
Oh, I absolutely agree.
And
Yeah.
if Forrest still cringes, that means it's still doing its job for now too.
that's just me being a immature me. I'm like, I could have played Nintendo at that point. What do I have
So
to go
Forrest,
play?
was there anything that would play and you're like, okay, that's pretty cool. That sounds pretty cool.
Like I said, they're not bad musicians. None of them are bad. I think it's just Axl Rose. Like as I've gotten older, I got over the whole I had to go fucking clean to that song, that
It
album.
is
But
funny to be of a generation where it's like, oh, my parents used to listen to Guns N' Roses, so I'd turn it off. Like, what a
my parents
weird
were
sort
young.
of
My
headspace.
parents,
Yeah, right.
I
yeah, my
just went
parents
to
are
my
young.
nephew's wedding and in May, and he's 25, 26. And they played Guns N' Roses at the wedding and the reception, and the kids went crazy.
That's awesome.
But I mean, how was it 40 years later?
Yeah, 39. Yeah.
That's
I mean,
insane.
what I play pinball every week, and one of the machines they have is a Guns N' Roses pinball machine, and there's always somebody. There's a Guns N' Roses and Metallica pinball machine next to each other at the place I go to, and they're always being played. When we choose games and stuff, someone's always playing those games.
All right, I got to give this is a good story for the podcast here. Okay, so I do graphic design and stuff like this. I used to do photo retouching at a photo lab in Hollywood called A&I.
Hmm.
A&I had some famous clients sometimes. Slash's wife called our store and she needed retouching because she took sexy photos and she gave them to Slash for Christmas. The amount of retouching I had to do. And the gnarliest part was that she called and I sent them all to her. I mean, they were pretty, they weren't, no, they're not, they certainly were not explicit. They were sexy photos.
Sure.
And one of them was a Slash pinball machine. That's why I thought of the story.
Yeah,
Because she's leaning against a Slash pinball.
yeah,
And so anyway, she called and I sent them to her. And she worked with Janice Dickinson, that the top model.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So I would have to talk to them in between. So anyway, I can't remember his wife's name. Anyway, she called and I go, oh yeah, did you get the photos? Yeah. Yeah. Did you like them? Oh my, yeah, I thought they came out great. Did you like looking at them for Christmas? It was incredibly awkward, incredibly awkward. So anyway, yeah, that's my little
That's
Hollywood gossip.
that's
That's my Hollywood gossip
That's
story.
funny.
that's my Slash story.
That's
Uh,
Um,
funny.
yeah,
one
but
of the
yeah,
last,
that record changed my life, no doubt.
yeah, it's like I
But
said, I respect it. I just don't like,
I totally. But you'll
yeah,
see in my teens, I had a lot of
yeah.
gangbuster records.
Yeah, because your next choice was Fugazi, wasn't it? What was a Fugazi record? It was like,
And
Fugazi.
but
and Face
between
to
Fugazi and
Face.
Guns N' Roses. Yeah, and Face to Face, don't turn away.
Oh
Which,
yeah, yeah, because it
yeah,
was like
yeah,
night. It was like '89. I got into rock and roll,
yeah,
and then by then I have to drop this name, Scott Lawson, this kid I used to skateboard with. He changed everything. So there's Guns N' Roses, and then Scott Lawson in 1990 or 91. He moved. We used to skate in the valley. He moved to Woodstock, Georgia, because his dad got a job, and we would communicate through letters. And he got into punk rock like early night, like 90, 91, 92 punk rock, hardcore in Georgia. And he would send me tapes, mixtapes. And he had, I mean, these are still incredibly obscure bands, but he had like No Means No,
yeah.
Slint, Mr. T Experience.
I love Mr. T Experience.
It
I
was
love Dr.
Moss
Fry's such a cool
Icon,
dude.
like
Yeah,
incredible bands. And Fiddlehead. And he made me two mixtapes. They both were stolen from my car, but that changed everything. So that's when 91, 92. That's when I
yeah,
started getting into independent music or discovering that. I was able to drive to a record store myself, I was making money from a job, so I was able to buy music. So I couldn't name a mixtape for my teens,
right.
but honestly, it was yeah, those four records, but the Scott Lawson mixtapes that predated all those records that you saw. But I mean, that was the game changer. But Fugazi, that was the steady diet. I bought that one after seeing them in '92, and that changed everything because it was the way they performed the music. Some of the guitars sounded nothing like guitars.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh, the musical delivery was not punk rock at all. Although at the time I had read that this guy was a punk rock guy, and you knew he was in Minor Threat. And then, but there's some reggae in this band, and he's screaming his head off, but the music's really like held back. And again, between Fugazi and all this post-hardcore stuff that I was learning about in the early '90s, like that was like, oh, dude, music's. And I used to call it smartcore because it was just like these guys you could tell were not just like strumming, like they were putting a lot of thought
yeah, yeah, yeah.
into, okay, I'll do this, but you play that. And yeah, as a 16, 17-year-old, and I was just getting into my guitar, it was like, oh my God, it was. And then, following that was Face to Face, and my band at the time played with in '94 in a club in the Valley called Cell 63. We played with, get this, Naked Aggression, Horace Pinker, Face to Face, and my band called Blank.
Wow.
We played at a tiny warehouse show in '94 in Northridge, and that's how I found out about Face to Face. I was actually at Lollapalooza like 2 days before, and I was going through some flyer thing, and I saw Face to Face was playing. I told my girlfriend at the time, like, oh, we're playing with this band, like in a couple days at Cell 60, and she's, oh, cool. And yeah, there were a three-piece, and they fucking blew our minds. They blew our minds, and they just,
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, they sound incredible. And this was at '94, and our old drummer was in Naked Aggression. So it was a really cool. Horace Pinker blew our minds too. It was an incredible show. But Face to Face, when we got Turned Away, it was damn. That record just I know every note on that record from every instrument, and it was the melodies. It was the nonstop driving. The production was rough enough where it
right.
seemed like it was very compressed. So you're like, oh man, this is really raw. And then following that, 15 was just
Hmm.
That's a band I
15
never
was
heard, and I dug it.
which one?
I never heard 15. I never got into
Oh, really?
15. Yeah. I don't know. That's just one, every once in a while a band would slip through the cracks for me.
Oh, there's
Sure.
And
millions of them, yeah.
that's just one of them. Yeah.
And so, which one did you listen to?
The choice of a new generation that you. Oh,
Okay,
sorry. The choice of a new generation that you put on there.
Yeah.
Like
You,
I
you
listened
liked
to
it?
that. I dug it. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah, that oof. How about you, Jason?
Yeah, they were a band that I remember from like early 90s because of it was the days, right, when you would see a record and it had the record label on it, and you're like, well, if I like this record like if I like the
Yeah.
early Green Day records that were on Lookout, then I'll listen to Squirt Gun. And then,
Yep.
well, Squirt Gun's also on Lookout, and so 15 were a Lookout band. So I remember sort of getting into them that way.
Yeah.
And we only had one real record store, well, not record store, CD store at the time. So like one of my friends would get one tape and or CD. One of my friends would get one, and I remember my friend Jeff getting 15. I got Don't Turn Away like this at the
Oh,
same time from the
look
same
at that.
store. Yeah,
That's a
and I
solid.
have been a face-to-face fan. Like I've become friendly with them quite a bit over the years because they were like one of
Face
my
to face?
first real, yeah,
Very
like
cool. Oh, yeah.
punk rock band. And Trevor's voice, like Trevor Keith has a voice that is unlike anybody else's in punk rock, and it was so
Oh, yeah.
accessible,
It's
but it was
huge.
so it's massive. Yeah,
He's soaring. Yeah, soaring. Oh, I
yeah,
remember wanting to join that band. And I could we see him. I saw them so many times when they were
yeah.
coming up. I saw them at the Roxy. I saw them in Riverside at the Riverside Armory, and that was in '94, I think. That was with Guttermouth and Voodoo Glow Skulls, I
Wow,
think.
Yeah.
Old Nick. Um,
that is a
yeah,
show from my high school like era. Like
yeah,
that is what we
exactly.
listened
That
to. Yeah, yeah,
was and yeah, face to face was just well. So yeah, then I saw them when and they got Chad.
yeah,
And I was just like, this guy fucking sucks.
yeah,
I was thinking, like,
yeah,
I'd
yeah,
go watch them, and I'm like, oh, I could. I'm like, he keeps looking at the guitar. Are you kidding me?
yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
I knew
His
Don't Turn
wide
Away.
stance and looking to
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
But
yeah,
I knew that record
yeah.
inside
Right.
and out. That was
Yeah.
definitely one of the first albums I had to learn how to play. And so I saw them as a four piece. I was like, oh, this guy doesn't even have black hair.
Right. He was blonde. And he
So,
also had a Confederate flag tattoo on his right arm. So that's a little
oof,
weird in
that
hindsight. But
that's
yeah.
aged well.
Yeah, right.
But I stopped. What was I stopped finally listening? Not finally, but the last. I think it was the mint green cover with the boxing. I think
Oh,
Oh,
it was
uh,
when they went back to Vagrant,
yeah, yeah, yeah. How to
like
Ruin
three
Everything.
chords
That
and a
when
truth or something.
that was well,
2012, right?
oh.
Because
How to
even
Ruin
Big Choice,
Everything.
me and my
Yeah,
friends
yeah.
were like, ew, what's happening with the band? Like it sounded weird. Big
That was
Choice.
my first one because I got to them on the radio. That's out here because I was a K
Oh, see,
Rock kid, and so I didn't get to face to face until
that's
they were on
awesome.
the radio,
Yeah, no, that's
and then I
awesome.
went back and got Don't Turn Away, and yeah, but I loved Big
So
Choice.
since you got into Big Choice first, what did you think of Don't Turn Away?
I liked it still.
Did you like it as much as you're like, oh, these songs are more powerful, or did you like the songs that much on Big Choice? Where you're like, oh yeah, this is a good record too.
It was I could you know what that was probably the first like time I could pick up the production difference.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, I
yeah,
know
Yeah,
it's not. I mean, I know for a night for there isn't a huge jump compared to other bands, but you can tell the difference. You know what I
oh,
mean? I
no,
mean, and
quite
at that
right.
point they were a four piece also, so you can
Yeah,
hear it's a little more melodic because they got that other guitar there.
yeah,
But
yeah.
that was
Not
like the
me.
first
Yeah, I
time.
know.
Yeah, yeah, right. I know. I know. It wasn't Todd.
That son of a bitch. No, I had all the face-to-face stuff, like all the 7 inches, and then yeah, we had the EP over it. That came out, and then the Big Twitch came out, and it was like, whoa, this is weird. And then their other self-titled came out.
then yeah, right. That was the one that was on A&M or something
Yeah,
like that. Yeah,
and that was a
which I
solid one.
love.
I
Yeah.
like that
But
one too. Yeah, but I got
like
that one a little later.
I met them on that tour for the first time, so then
Hmm.
I think I sort of like I might like that album more than maybe I should, but that's because like that's where I sort of like
That's a solid record. Like hand
it
down,
is.
and that first, yeah, that's a great album.
And Scott Shiflett is such like he's a wonderful human being, but he's all over that record. And I love Matt Riddle, but Scott's bass playing is like I don't understand it.
Yeah,
And like I don't understand how his brain works and
yeah.
how he plays bass. It's yeah, I don't
He's
know
so
anybody
good.
like
Yeah,
him. Yeah.
was that the first record he played on?
The second self-titled, well, yeah, the Green record with the guy looking in the broken mirror. That was his
Yeah.
first record with them. Yeah.
Shit, now I'm gonna
That
torture my
record,
kid
and then
with
the
face
one
to
after,
face
oh,
today.
Reactionary. That was a great record.
Ignorance is Bliss is a great record, but everybody hated it at the time because
I
it's like the grown up, let's
If you
grow
go on
beards.
Amazon and you look up
Yeah.
that album, I wrote a good review for it in
Oh, awesome.
1989.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I love that
I
record.
know I was one of like three people that
Yeah,
I did
yeah,
not hate it at all. It
yeah.
reminded me of the damn Black Album, and I think I even said it
Okay.
was on. It was just, yeah, it was a
Oh,
very
that's
different
that's a way to
delivery.
look at that.
Yeah.
Oh
Oh,
yeah, it's
I'm gonna go back and look at it that way. I like it. I mean, I like it, but
oh, and
that's an
equally,
interesting
I
like
get why people. I mean, I put that first song on. I was like, I remember like I put it on, and I was like, what the fuck? And
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, is this really it? And then you hear Trevor's voice, and you're like, okay. And then the first song I remember doesn't have a strong hook.
Right.
Um, but then you're kind of like, oh, I see what they're doing here.
Yeah.
And then to me, it was like, okay, the music's not going to be hooky, but the melodies will be hooky. And even at that, the hooks are going to be kind of a little bit more harder to find, kind of. That's how I viewed it.
yeah.
15 really changed my life because of Jeff Ott's exceptional guitar playing. And I think it's Lucky who plays bass on that. And his background vocals, sweet Jesus, talking about soaring. When him and Jeff meet up on harmonies, I would get Trevor kind of vibes. It was just
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
really elevated the notes that they were playing. Yeah, choice change. Oof. Yeah, that one. Don't Turn Away. Yeah, those two records really just you could have really strong, powerful hooks. 15's politics were just like life changing as well. Like the way he viewed things, religion, and that was very eye opening. Obviously, Face to Face doesn't touch on that. They have more personal things, but both of them hit really, really hard,
Hmm.
especially at that time, 16, 17, 18 years old.
Yeah, yeah. The face to face I feel like really helped me mental health wise in my teens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
they were
yeah.
always and I think I think a lot of the punk bands do that now. A lot of the older ones, like even older than Face to Face, that's kind of the direction they've gone in. The ones that have kind of lasted, and I don't think that's a bad thing. I think Face to Face was very ahead of that
Oh, yeah.
before a lot of the other bands were.
Yeah, because it was kind of like an emo thing before emo was emo. If that like
Yeah, it was way more direct than like Jawbreaker because they
yeah,
always
yeah,
get cold. So yeah, it was just different. It was just kind of like there was a lot of U's and I's that Trevor uses
yeah.
and it never used crazy words. It's
Right.
like
It wasn't a Bad Religion experience. Yeah,
yeah, and and even now those songs still are just so like they're just
yeah.
strong, strong songs. But they've certainly never hit that back again. Like they've never hit that again. Did you guys hear his solo record, by the way? It's like a country album.
I
No,
haven't brought myself to
Dude,
listen
it's a
to it yet.
serious. I listened to just a little bit of it, but I mean, and I'm not, it's whatever. It's very country. He went
Yeah,
he went deep.
like new
yeah.
country or pop country.
No, old
No,
school
no,
country.
like Merle Haggard-y sort
Yeah.
of
Ooh,
Wayland. Yeah,
But
yeah, like
ooh,
country.
I'm gonna either torture my kids with Face to Face or Trevor Keith today. But whatever it is, they're gonna be listening to Trevor Keith.
it's serious.
He
I
did a solo record when they were broken up that was really good. And I can't I don't know. I just can't bring myself to listen to this one. I have a dear friend of mine and I are diehard Face to Face fans and have been friends with them for 25 years
mhm.
or more at this point because we're old. And we were both trading like screenshots from the new record. I'm like, I don't know if I don't want this to sour anything face to face related to me.
Yeah,
Like I don't
yeah, yeah,
want it
yeah.
to take away from that. And not like I should give Trevor more credit than that, but I don't know.
I
I don't know.
I used to be in the I've got to listen and buy everything that these people
Yeah.
put out. Um, but I like Face to Face was those were one of the bands. Well, Guns N' Roses too, but although I guess they never did much after the spaghetti incident. Anyway, we've already talked about them.
Yeah.
Face to Face, I stopped buying after three chords, And yeah, it was just like, okay, yeah, I think that moment has passed. Like
Yeah.
those songs, and which is great about your podcast. Like you have 4 periods of your life,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
and look at the growth of someone's tastes and
Yeah.
or the changes that they didn't want to admit that that they would
Right.
have, and um, yeah, it's a trip. So yeah, Trevor, I hope he keeps making music, but I'm fine with what the information that I have from
Yeah.
him.
Yeah. Right.
Well,
So it's like,
slide guitar is a good transition to your 20s band because I know they use slide guitar sometime, don't they? Weakerthans?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they're the
Yeah.
Weakerthans.
Yeah.
The Weakerthans.
And you chose Fallow.
Yes. And my sister, I have to thank my sister for reminding me about this album because my alternate was Dillinger 4,
Hmm.
Yes.
Midwestern Songs. And quick shout out to Sub City and Hopeless Records in 99 and 2000 because that label was hot as fire. They had the Weakerthans and Scared of Chaka and Dillinger 4. And oh man, what a solid label. The Weakerthans, I read about in an ad, the new album from Propagandhi Bassist, and they
Hmm.
mentioned, I think, Jawbreaker in the ad. So I sent it away. I sent away for it. I got it, received it on my birthday in 97. And my friend was over. I said, okay, we're not going anywhere. I just got this record. And I put it on, and his lyrics, it was less abstract than Blake. I always loved Blake's lyrics, but I just was too young to understand them.
Hmm. Hmm.
But I loved his language, his use of language and his vernacular. But Weakerthans Fallow came out, and it was the delivery and a very meager delivery, incredible hooks, which seem like they're pop chords, but if you watch him play, they're not like traditional
Yeah.
phrasings or anything like that. And yeah, Fallow was just it was the lyrics for some of the songs were like in my like it was happening to me at that time. Had a big breakup at that time, and I really took a girl to a train station, and one of his songs says that, and I did that drive. I remember driving her to the train station, like Union Station, and listening to that song. And yeah, that record, and yeah, it was everything. His melody is like spoken, but there's still a melody to it. And it was just a completely different delivery and hooks and pop, like pop punk, I guess. It's still very kind of punky. And yeah, I got that in 97. I went with my sister to see them in Goleta
Yeesh.
um, with the Jealous Sound in the living
Oh
room.
yeah.
And this was probably 98, 99. And 14 people were at this show. And for the song, We've Got Blue Eyes, They've Got Green, right? That song.
Yeah.
Before that solo, John Kay says, I'm going to go have a cigarette. Does anyone want to play the solo? And so there were younger kids. I was probably the oldest one there. And I said yes. And I took the guitar and I soloed with the Weakerthans while John Kay smoked a cigarette. And
That's
easily one of the
amazing.
highlights of my life. And again, there were 14 people there. No one
That's
gave,
amazing.
no
Yeah.
one gave a shit. But I was like, my sister was like, oh, and then that was it. But yeah, so they've definitely that's one band I never stopped listening to. I bought every record, I bought every John Kay, anything with his name on it, books,
Yeah.
7 inches. I've never tired of that band. And I think because I got to them so late, I was 20 something, early 20s when it came out. And so you're kind of settling in your own taste and stuff like this. And so that one has just settled with me. So, and unfortunately I read that John Kay has a lot of really bad anxiety for performing. So they kind of made it sound like he won't be doing that anytime soon.
Mm.
But I saw the Weeknd's probably 8 or 9 times, going from that room, 14 people, to seeing him on Wilshire, at a fairly, I can't remember the name of the club, the Regency or something like that, to a huge, hundreds of people, and hit me every time. I saw them open for Dashboard Confessional,
Oh, that would have been a good
Wow.
show.
and that was at the Troubadour.
Huh.
People left for the Weekends.
For
I
the,
saw Dashboard Confessional open up for Face to Face when it was just Chris Carrabba before it was like Dashboard Confessional. I
That was like
believe.
2000, right? Probably 2000.
Yeah, 99, 2000,
That
somewhere
was the
around there.
Vagrant. Yeah, those were the heavy duty Vagrant. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I saw MX. Did I see MXPX up? No, I think those are two separate shows.
You know, I
Trying to
toured
think
with
if they were.
MXPX.
I'm trying to think if.
Do you know that?
Well,
You know that,
the,
Forrest?
I'm trying to think if I. Yeah, they would have because I wouldn't. The girl I was with would have wanted to go see Dashboard. She wouldn't have wanted to go see MXPX. So I think I was happy because I was getting it to see MXPX open for Dashboard. Yeah, sorry, it took me a
When
second
was
to get
that?
there. 2002, 2003. And it
That-
was actually at the Universal Amphitheater
oh, snap.
before they took it out for the Harry Potter area.
Yeah. That was probably one of the last concerts there.
Yeah. That's probably the last. Yeah, I think that's one of the last ones I saw there.
No, in '01, I was in a band called Big in Japan, and we toured with MXPX.
Oh,
We
nice.
did we did a West Coast tour with them, and they're super rad dudes. Well,
That's the consensus. That's what I've always heard.
but yeah, very, 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 very nice. All of them, super nice. Right? It's just they're still three piece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They go back and forth. Sometimes they have a fourth, right?
I think they do. And I think sometimes they have some other touring musicians because I think the other two guys don't want to be on the road all the time.
Yeah, sometimes I
Oh,
think
I
it's
remember Tom
yeah.
saying back in the day in
Yeah.
2001, he was like, "Yeah, I think I want to be a chef." Like,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Oh, you don't want to do this?" And like, I mean, they were playing huge shows too. You know?
Yeah.
Good trip.
Yeah, they
Yeah. I'm glad you brought up the Weakerthans because like that's a band that I should have been into. I should have given Weakerthans a chance in the late 90s, but I think I was too young because I was still into like that being too punk for things phase and like
Absolutely.
knowing that he left Propagandhi and how much I love those first two Propagandhi records. And then you listen to the very beginning of Fallow and I forget the
No,
name of that first. Yeah. And I'm like, well,
Illustrated
this
Bible
isn't
stories for
fucking prop.
children.
Yeah. And
no,
I
and
don't,
his vocal delivery is so soft and very like,
yeah, I
yeah.
know that I didn't listen to it all the way through for probably 20, close to 20 years. I was definitely in my 30s and then like getting more into the songwriter part
Mhm,
of music and
mhm.
guys who I then became friends with, but who were like hugely inspired by John Kay and the Weakerthans. And I'd be like, yeah, but that's the band that like that guy from Propagandhi, right? And I fell out of love with Propagandhi in more recent years, but like um but I remember thinking like I never gave that band a chance. And then being in my mid 30s and listening to Fallow first again, I went, oh, wait, this isn't what I thought it was at all.
Really?
Like, yeah, oh, it's awesome. Yeah, that's such a great band. And I just
What made
never
you
gave them a
decide to
chance
be like, okay, I got to listen to this record?
because of guys like Dave Hawes, who used to be in the Loved Ones and is now
Yeah,
his own thing. Frank Turner is a big John Kay fan. Craig Finn from Holdsteady's a big John Kay fan. So like knowing that the guys that I like and that I like the way that they write and the style
right.
that they write in, and the music that they play, that they were influenced by him. I was like, well, then I must have to go listen to him then. And I went, oh yeah, wait, I should have given this more of a chance when I was 17, but I wasn't
Yeah,
ready, I think. Yeah,
you're too impatient as a 17-year-old. You're like,
right,
I want faster music. I want
right,
loud music.
exactly. Yeah,
That's I really that was I never really got into Social Distortion because even as a kid, I was like, it just wasn't. I wanted it crazy, and it was
yeah, yeah.
just Social D was just like, nor should they be, you
They're
know.
like a rock band. Yeah,
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 they're
yeah,
a
right,
very solid rock band, but I just
right.
wanted to
Yeah,
do it. You know.
I was talking to my cousin about this last night about how he goes, yeah, this last couple he's like social distortions, they're not punk anymore. They're just sitting in the rock music and it's not a bad thing. He goes, but they're not that's not the social distortion I'm
Oh
into.
yeah, I mean, we're all getting older. Like all these, it's a trip seeing all these tours being announced, and you're like, oh yeah, I remember that tour in like '97. And then they
Yeah,
have the band photos now though, and you're like,
yeah,
dude, everyone's gray and everyone's
yeah,
like trying to cover their turkey neck and like,
yeah.
I mean, their jowls, you know, and like
Yeah.
everything, like oh, paper or plastic with the bags under my eyes. Like
Uh-huh.
we're all looking haggard, and yeah, I mean, cool. Like let just keep doing it, and but yeah, uh, Social D was just never my thing.
Mm.
I don't hate them. I'll rock out to every song I hear when because you know Mike Ness's voice right out the gate.
Yeah,
but
right.
they just never struck, they just didn't like I didn't attach to them, that's all.
Mm.
But I loved them in what was the movie? The doc, Another State of Mind.
Yes, yes.
Oh man, we used to quote Mike Ness all the time from that movie.
The we gotta put your eyeliner on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people generally think you're gay. Like,
Yeah,
but
and then you gotta smear it a bit, like you've
dude,
been
the
crying.
one we always used to quote was when he was like at the end of the movie, and he's like the band broke up and stuff, and he's like, "I will get new band members, and I will write new songs." And he's like, "I know these songs like," and he looks at the back of his hand. He's like, "I know these songs like my mother." And
I forgot about that.
yeah, we watched
Oh,
it in some time.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we watched that a lot back in the day.
yeah, it's. I haven't shown the kids that yet. My kids are teens, so they're just getting into everything, and so I haven't shown them
Oh
that
yeah.
yet. Yeah, they're just.
Did they listen to any of the records that you grew up with that you enjoyed?
So my son's a big Madness kid. He's a big ska kid.
Ooh, very Mandis. Come on, you can't knock them. Those guys.
Yeah. Oh no, no, I love Madness. I was
Those
into Madness
guys.
as a kid too.
Yeah.
So he likes them. He
Like
likes
that
Bad
first record?
Religion. He listens to everything. He goes deep.
Good on him.
He always walks to me and goes, "Hey Dad, my name is," and I'm all Michael Caine.
Michael Kite.
Every time.
Hi, Michael Kite.
Yeah, like and like there'll be and I always feel so bad because I'm just like, dude, I don't want to do this right now. I can't do Michael Caine right now, bud. I'm sorry.
Hi, Michael Kite. And then what was it, Bad Religion?
Bad Religion, yeah, a couple years back, we were driving and he got into the Tony Hawk soundtrack, like how like my
Yeah, right.
generation got into those. And he got into the Tony Hawk soundtrack, and then we're driving one day and they have like their own playlist, so they like something, we add it to their playlist, and we can play their music while we're driving, and then eventually I just gave them the phone and they'll just pick what they want off their playlist, and I'm listening, I'm like, oh, that's you, okay, that's on that album, and then he's playing other songs on that same album that aren't you, and he's on the spectrum, so he's kind of he's it's random with him sometimes.
Mhm.
And I'm all, "You like Bad Religion, Johnny?" And he goes, "Yeah, yeah, I do."
Nice.
And I'm like, "All right, cool." So a couple years, so when he graduated sixth grade, it was when they had that show, the big punk rock show at the Pomona Fairplex, and they had the small shows all around it. They had
That was a
the
was that
big.
that wasn't Punk in the Park.
No, not Punk in the Park. The other one at the Fairplex, it was like the Misfits played.
Oh,
Yeah,
it was huge. Yes.
yeah, so we didn't go to that, but they had small shows around it, and we went and saw Bad Religion in Garden Grove at the Garden Amp, and got to go see that. And so we went and
That's
saw Bad Religion there, and it was fantastic. And that was his first Bad Religion show.
hell yeah.
Well, only
Welcome,
Bad
welcome to
Religion.
the downhill game,
Yeah, right.
Oh
bro.
no, he wants to jump in the pit. Like we were talking about it last night because my cousin, I hadn't seen him in a minute. We were talking about shows and stuff, and I'm like, oh yeah, dude, he jumps in the pit. He likes going in the pit, and
But
yeah.
my introduction to that was a Fugazi show, and I went
Oh
in once, and I never went back. I'm like, I'd rather be on the stage. It seems safer.
yeah,
Hmm.
that was me for a long time too.
I got kicked in the ear at a Bad Religion show in '96 on the Gray Race tour. That was my first real punk rock show. And my left ear is still ringing from that show in
Ooh.
April of '96. So, yeah.
Was it a boot or was it a cool shoe at least?
It came from behind me, so I don't even know. It could have been a loafer. I don't know. It hurt like a bastard, and my ear's still ringing.
It
So,
does,
Yeah, that's why I didn't do any of that stuff. Oh,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, those were the days. My daughter's 18, and she likes watching the pits. She doesn't like. I've brought her to a bunch of my shows. I think her first show was actually a face-to-face show because they played Warped Tour, but they played like middle of the afternoon, and it just happened to line up in Hartford. I had been texting with Shiflet beforehand. He's like, it's the Souls, Alkaline Trio, us. And like right in the middle of the afternoon, I was like, I can go down there. We can be there for like 3 hours.
it's a solid lineup right there.
Watch the
Yeah.
Souls, the trio face to face, say hi, hugs and kisses, and be home before dark. And so that was perfect. Uh, And then like fast
How,
forward.
how unpunk is that, huh? We'll be home before dark.
Oh,
Oh
it's
yeah, no,
the best thing
100%.
ever. It's the
We've
best thing ever. Yeah.
we've
We
all
went to
gotten so soft.
this Mother's Day, we went to see the Flatliners playing in Central Square in Cambridge, and it was a matinee show. It was the Flatliners and Wilhelm Scream and a couple other bands. And it was like doors at noon, show at 1, done by 4. I was like, this is like we could go out to a late brunch. It was
We
fucking
gotta we
amazing.
gotta have a punk rock dinner, be
It
home
was
by
so
6.
awesome. All
That
ages matinee. Yeah.
that garden amp is in the middle of it's in downtown Garden Grove, and so it's kind of by like houses and apartments and stuff. So they have to be done by 10 o'clock every night.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You can be out by 10 o'clock, and I'm down the street. I'm in Anaheim, so I'm home by 11, and it's fucking great.
That's
Yeah.
how the Hollywood
Yeah.
Bowl is. I don't hate it at all. But it
Yeah,
does
we've
seem
run out of like most of the small and mid cap venues in Boston have shut down because they've been gentrified out. So most of them are in the suburbs now. And I live like 10 minutes
really.
north of Boston. So it's amazing to be able to go to like, there's a pretty cool venue slash pinball arcade. It's like a 250 cap venue
Oh,
and
nice.
pinball arcade, and it's across the parking lot from the suburb in the suburb that I work in. It's across the parking lot from my office. It's amazing. I can be home in 11 minutes.
What's the
Don't
name
have
of
to
that
take the
venue?
highway. It's called Deep Cuts.
Deep cuts. I
Yeah,
haven't played Boston in a long time. Middle
it's
East is
an
still going,
awesome.
right?
Middle East is still there. Yep, Middle East is still there.
Are you into Junction 18 at all?
Man, oh, I know Junction 18. Yeah, I know Junction
That was
18.
another band I toured with in 2001.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I love those guys. Those guys were so cool. We did like a,
There's a Junction 18 sticker. I just saw it somewhere recently.
those
I
guys
think
are all right,
actually,
man. Those guys are
yeah.
hilarious.
There's a
They told me
sticker on like a stop sign kind of near that place, Deep Cuts. There's a
they
Junction
just got
18
back
sticker.
together. Like
Yeah,
they
that
just
could be
started
why.
doing
They
reunions.
might have played Deep Cuts, actually.
Dude, they told me a hilarious story with not Marky Mark, his brother.
Donnie. Well, one of the seven
Donnie.
brothers.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, Donnie Wahlberg. No, it was
Yeah.
Marky Mark. Anyway, this is the Junction 18 guys telling the story. He's like, yeah, I was working at a car wash and this big car comes through, this huge car, and the window just rolls down just a little bit. And it's Mark Wahlberg. And I go, hey man, how you doing? You want the normal wash? And he went like this. He's like, give me the super duper. And he had a 20 in his hand. So I got out the window, give me the super duper. And the guy goes, okay, well, we have the normal and we have the extended. He's like, as long as it looks super duper. And he just held it, and then that was the story. You got it.
As
Such a
long as it
tool.
looks super duper.
Just
Super
no. Super duper.
Super
duper.
duper.
Yeah. One of his
guys, I
brothers
got all
lives.
kinds of Hollywood tales.
One of his brothers lives right down the street from me.
Really?
True story.
Wait,
Hmm?
oh, because they got is it four brothers?
Oh, there's a lot of them.
'Cause
Yeah,
they got
there's a lot.
the burger place, don't they?
They got yeah. Yeah,
Is it cool?
there's at least 5 of them. There's one that was really cool. There's one that used to come to, so the neighborhood they grew up in Boston is called Dorchester, and Dorchester has like its own annual celebration called Dorchester Day. My uncle used to host like the annual Dorchester Day block party. So one of the Wahlbergs, used to come to my uncle's Dorchester Day like block party every year. He was super cool. But not one of the famous ones, just like one who's in the background of the department
Yeah.
or something like that. Yeah.
Bro, I'm a chef, bro.
Yeah.
How come you don't have an accent?
Because I grew up in New Hampshire. So I was just far enough away from it. Like my mom's side of the family, the Irish Catholic side, like they've all got the thing. But I usually don't have it unless I'm tired. I've been
Is it
told when it
selective?
comes out. I think I don't know. And plus, like Boston's been so gentrified lately that the Boston accent is really like, I don't know, aside from a few neighborhoods that are not in Boston, they're in suburbs. That's kind of my mom's generation. Like it's been
Okay.
because so many people came here for college and then, or came here to work in like finance or whatever, that thing has kind of gone away. And I'm from like my dad's family is all from New Hampshire. So I think I just have the New Hampshire side, unless I'm tired. And then sometimes I've been told that my Boston comes out. But
Or how about when you drink? Does it come out when you drink?
it definitely did. Yeah, it definitely did.
Oh,
That's where I did most
okay,
of my drinking. Yeah.
so the next thing is you guys got to do 4 Records podcast drinking. And then
No.
as it goes on, Jason will be like, okay, then when you're 30s, bro, what did you listen to? What were you popping then?
You're all, you're
Me,
all...
me and Ken Casey used to go to like, you know.
Yeah, no, I played the
So,
guy
Jason,
when
you have a lot more Dropkick Murphy stories than you've told me.
Jason's in all the old photos.
Yeah, you're supposed like you can't not have dropkick stories if you're from here. It's the rule.
I played in a band with a dude who was from Rhode Island, and he lived in the West Coast for 20 something years, had the East Coast accent the whole time.
Yeah, yeah.
And his brother, we stayed with in Rhode Island on tour, and his brother had no accent at all. It was such a trip.
I wonder if he put it on. Yeah. Well, though, like there is
Yeah,
there
big age
is what a
difference.
lot of people think of as a Boston accent. Like a lot of it lives in Rhode Island nowadays.
That would make sense because he
Yeah,
was
a lot
all
of it lives in Rhode Island. Yeah. Or
yeah,
a couple of
very
the
charming
suburbs around
accent.
here. Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know.
That's a bummer about the venues.
Yeah, I've had friends, like touring friends, come up here and come to Boston for the first time, and they're like, "Oh, take us around Boston." I'm like, the Boston that you think you know from like
The
movies and
Departed.
whatever, that doesn't exist. It
No.
hasn't existed in generations. Like
Oh wow.
we don't have like 2 and 3 generations of bank robbers living in Charlestown anymore. Like that doesn't nobody can afford to live in South Boston. Nobody can afford to live in Charlestown.
Oh
Nobody can.
really?
So it's not those like gritty salt
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
earth sort of thing anymore. That has moved way out into the suburbs because you can't afford that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's the same. I'm able to live where I live is because we're in like it's not gentrified yet.
Yeah.
You know, it's old. You know, I live in a very old apartment building, but that's the only reason it's rent controlled. Hallelujah.
There used to be a highway that ran right down the middle of Boston, of like the financial district in Chinatown in Boston, and they took it down. They made it a tunnel essentially through the same part of the city. So they took down the elevated city. It really opened up the city, and there's a big park, and like it shot rents through the roof and whatever. And I was sitting there with a band from Nashville that I'm friends with, who came up here. They're like, "Wait, so this is Boston?" We were like sitting in a park eating ice cream and watching like the birds and whatever. He's like, "This is." I was like, "Yeah, this is downtown Boston."
Yeah, this is
This
what
is
Dropkick
how
Murphy's thing about. Yeah, this
you
is
used to
exactly.
be.
This
You
is
used to
it.
get mugged sitting right here, but now they put the highway underground, and now it's a beautiful park. And there's a carousel and a farmer's market. Yeah, it's not the
Hence
way
the
it was.
decline of punk rock, you know.
Yes, yeah. Uh-huh.
All right. So your last album was Lost Balloons.
Yes. I got to know what you guys thought.
You know, when I listen to newer stuff that's not like directly punk rock, it's closer to this
Oh, okay,
type
yeah.
of
Just
band. Yeah.
it's still upbeat,
Yeah.
driving.
Yeah. It's a little closer to this. I dug this record.
Had you guys heard of them before?
I had never
No.
even heard of them. No.
And then so that's the guy from Radioactivity. Have you guys heard of Radioactivity?
No, but I
No.
had heard of Marksman.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Because
So
yeah.
I was late to the Markman game. I remember seeing their ad, never listened to them. And then my old band Gentlemen Prefer Blood did a tour. That first Radioactivity record came out, and it's just self-titled. And that was incredible. That's a solid album. Not a stinker on the thing. Radioactivity. All their albums by them. And then that guy, Jeff Burke, did this side project called Lost Balloons. He moved to Japan, and I don't know if it was for his wife or something. And he joined forces with this Japanese musician, and they put out this Lost Balloons record. And I put that one because those melodies that he does, I didn't think I would still be into music or still be moved by music or melodies. And that I've listened to those records consistently ever since it came out, however many years ago. Easily, I've listened to the Lost Balloon songs thousands of times. Um, and I met him at the Redwood Bar. Lost Balloons played. I'm sorry, Radioactivity played at the Redwood. but I saw Jeff at the bar and I was really tipsy. And I told him, I'm like, I don't know who that other guy is in Lost Balloons, but your songs blow his away. And he's like, I'm sorry, what was your name? I go, it doesn't matter, man. Your songs are incredible, man. You're so awesome. And I mean, and this is before you played and stuff like that. But yeah, both of those they have two records, Lost Balloons. And yeah, it's very kind of 60s poppy, driving, just full of hooks. And I love his voice. And yeah, I was still like, okay, melodies are still out there. There's always going to be something there. And you lose that sometimes because oh, I don't want to listen to this record again, or I'm so sick of this band. But yeah, Paul Weller. I'm a big fan of Paul Weller.
Nice.
Yeah, they just keep doing it. Elvis Costello, he keeps doing it.
Yeah.
So,
oh my gosh, I'm a big Elvis Costello guy.
Yeah. So I just want to have that curiosity. I've always wanted to have that curiosity of like picking up a guitar and like, oh shoot, is that a new idea? Is that a new song? And fortunately, in Suburban Life, I'm able to with Roy on drums and Jesus Christ, Dave on bass. We're able to work together and still make new music and still make it exciting for us. And I still love playing. I didn't think I would want to play after pandemic, to be honest. And I'd go on YouTube and look up bands and like, oh, that looks so fun. Like old shows. I would watch old No Means No shows and Bad Brain shows and be like, oh, I got to do that again. And then thank God, Roy and Dave were ready to go. So yeah, Lost Balloons. Check them out.
Would you have connected with this record at an earlier age?
That's a
Great
good
question. Probably because it's all melody driven. And as evidenced by Pet Sounds,
Yeah.
I mean, embarrassingly, I've been gravitated to songs with great melodies that I didn't want to like, pop songs.
Mm-hmm.
That are just, I mean, even now, Olivia Rodrigo has incredible hooks.
Mm-hmm.
I have been praising that album. That new album is, I'm in my old, I don't give a fuck age because I have been telling everybody, I like that fucking album.
Hooks.
My daughter hates that album, and I love that album.
That is awesome. Yeah, she's got like straight up new wave songs,
There's a song on that new album that sounds like a Devo song, like a fucking Devo song, not like Smooth Noodle Maps Devo, like in the middle of it Devo.
Good, yeah. I was stoked that those artists and that music still exists because I was getting worried at the time. You're finding out people writing an album on their iPhone, and you're like,
yeah,
what? Because I'm looking at my guitars, I'm like, did I just waste all this, time and money? But hopefully, I think there's a resurgence. It does seem like a lot of the kids are like, dude, all this new stuff is lame. I want to touch this, I want to feel that, and so cool. I hope that's the case. Because otherwise, I'm just gonna be like an old ass dinosaur.
I think that's true in punk rock and hardcore, and I didn't want to think that for a long time, but like I don't understand bands like Haywire and bands like Turnstile and whatever, but like they're massive. And they're massive beyond anything that was
Turnstile. I didn't
comparable.
think I liked, and I used to not like them, and then I heard the glow, the pink one.
Yeah, right.
Never glow on. It took me back to Suicidal Tendencies, and some of their grooves are like Bad Brains. But
the kids that like that stuff aren't necessarily the kids who would have liked Suicidal Tendencies and
no
Bad.
Way.
It's like the kids.
Yeah,
the kids just listen to Turnstile. I'm like, what the fuck? But then they also listen to mumble rap and whatever.
Oh,
and I'm like, I don't fucking understand.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Don't get me wrong, but like,
no, clicks don't exist anymore. Like, or not as much.
Yeah, there's so much cross pollination now.
Yeah,
like it's. Yeah, like I bet you if I told my daughter, hey, go find, because she's in junior high and my son's in when she gets to high school, oh, go find the punks. What do you mean go find the punks? Like, I bet you that's not even a thing anymore. I'm sure it's kind of a thing, but I bet you wouldn't be like as big of a thing.
Well, don't some kids call like 90s punk like dad music or
Kinda. Yeah.
right? Is that what
Kinda.
they call it? Like
Yeah.
Face to
Probably.
Face is like a dad band or something like that.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
My kid, like, there's a big tour coming around, and my kid's like, "Oh, I want to go see Denzel Curry." And I thought he played for the Charlotte Hornets. I didn't realize that that was like a band. Oh yeah, Denzel Curry. Yeah, no, he went to Gonzaga, right? No, but they're playing with, or he. I don't even know if it's a person or not. But it, like, he's playing with Knocked Loose. I was like, oh, that's
yeah,
fucking weird.
it's a
Like, it's all this. Like, you're right. Genre doesn't really matter. The kids just listen to the music. But the fact that it's like humans making it is amazing. It's awesome.
oh yeah. I work with a bunch of kids and I love like they're so receptive to be like, oh, like they'll mention a band to me, like, oh yeah, this reminds me of,
Yeah,
and then they'll be like, oh wait, who? And they write it down or
yeah,
they put it on their phone. And they're so open to that stuff. And if when I was younger, I know if someone was of a certain age, like, oh, you don't know cool music, man.
exactly. Because you're too punk rock for that.
I,
And
I,
and the
I'm
kids
yeah.
still
these
too
days
punk
aren't
rock for
too punk rock.
that.
Oh,
Yeah,
because I was just
yeah,
like, well, I mean, some of them I don't regret. Like, yeah, I mean, learning guitar, everyone's like, oh, learn Led Zeppelin and learn Black Sabbath. I'm like,
yeah,
I don't want
right.
to learn that shit. Like, for what? You know?
Yeah. I'm never going to be Eddie Van Halen. I don't need to be.
Yeah, oh, listen to that forever. But yeah, don't turn away. And like those, all
Yeah.
I taught myself to play like, oh, this is how chords work with melody. That's how I learned how to myself write a hook. Was I'd learn these songs and then like, okay, how are they filling in these spaces? And then that's what I try to do. But
Hmm.
and with my own flavor. Obviously, I don't want to rip them off. And honestly, when I write songs, I'm worried about kids going like, "Oh, he's just doing this.
Yeah.
Oh, this is just like Trevor Keith doing this song." And
Right.
definitely worry about that. That's kind of why I try to go crazy on stage, so people don't go like, "Oh, he looks just like."
He's like derivative. Yeah.
Yeah. So I try to like change it up and act stupid. Forrest knows.
Right? No, you put on no. You guys put on a fun show. I always get bummed because like all the bands I want to see are in LA, and I can't get out of the Orange Curtain to get out there on a
Mm.
Tuesday or Wednesday.
Oh yeah, weekdays are tough.
Yeah,
As an aging punk, we all know how weekdays are.
yeah, yeah. Nice. And actually, one of the things I forgot to ask you, and I usually ask this at the beginning, is what was your thought process when you were choosing these records? Like, how did you get to the records you got to?
I think it really was just like, setting these categories in my life and 0 through 10 and just like, yeah, what moved me the most. And it was pretty quick. Although, like I said, in my 20s, and you guys both know in the 90s, it was a massive amount of music coming out.
Yeah,
An
that's when I was
insane.
getting into it. It was when you're getting into
Uh-huh.
it,
And
95, and everything
yeah,
is
that's the thing.
there.
Alternative and mainstream was huge. So just think of the underground, like
Hmm.
in 90, 91, 89, even starting in 88, all the, old lookout bands and alternative technical bands doing that weird funk punk shit.
Mm.
And again, anything went. So it was just explosive. So my 20s was definitely the hardest part because you start like, oh, I like this song, but I don't like the lyrics. Oh, I like the lyrics, but and you're trying to figure out why do I like this? Do other people like it? Should I not like this? Is it tasteful? Is this a fad? Is this a trend? And you hope as you get older, everything ages well. Because like everyone has bands that like, oh God, I used to, but I used to get made fun of for liking Guns N' Roses, getting into punk. They're
Yeah,
like,
Yeah.
totally. Totally.
and looking back, yeah, they were fucking corny as fuck at that time,
Yeah.
And so, oh my God, yeah, I did like them. But they were in Thrasher magazine. Did you guys know Guns N' Roses were they
Really?
did
I
an interview in Thrasher and I had it in like 88.
I would
Well,
say
I
like
was
probably when
so
they
old,
first.
and it said Guns and Roses. It had an
Oh, funny.
ampersand. And they were primarily talking to Duff because he was in that scene, the punk scene.
Right.
But yeah, they used to be
Can I
like a
ask?
big
Because I always hear this, and I don't maybe I guess it's a band that I'm not in. What where I know he was in the scene. Was he in a band? Like what band
oh
was he
Duff.
in? Yeah.
Duff, yeah, he was in so he was in a band called the Farts, and they
Okay.
were an old I have the record just because Duff was in it. It's I mean, dude, it's
I forgot
like
about the
old,
farts.
dirty, dingy hardcore from like Seattle in like 83 or 84.
Okay.
Songs are like 40 seconds. He was he's in like he's been in Notorious.
He was in the Fastbacks.
There, thank you. Fastbacks, like 5 minute warning or 10 minute warning. I think he was in a
Hmm.
band. Um, but so I haven't like listened to all his bands, but he when I got into
Yeah.
skateboarding, I liked punk rock and I didn't know what it was. I That was the music attached to skateboarding at the time, and so I watched VHS videos, old skate videos, and like they'd be all punk rock playing, and okay, this is my thing. I like the music. It was known as like this changed, it took away from all the arena rock. And so I liked that as a kid. And skating just bled into music for me. Like it was, those go hand in hand. So I haven't skated in a long time, but I still consider myself a skateboarder as a 13-year-old, like
Hmm.
I still buy Pal Peralta garb and I still buy skate stuff. But yeah, that absolutely led me into all my love of music and alternative music and punk and yeah, it was tough. This list was fucking tough, especially when I told you when Mike told me about this months ago. I I slept very little that first night. I was like, oh, what would I pick? Because yeah, you want, oh, is this credible?
Yeah,
But yeah,
right.
the only one my sister had to tell me about was the Weakerthans because I sent her my list. She's only 3 years younger than me, and or 4 years younger, and she went to a lot of shows with me growing up. Shit, she saw that band Big in Japan. We played a show at Headline Records on Melrose in 2001. We played with Scared of Chaka. Omar and Cedric from At the Drive-In showed up.
Oh, wow.
And so those two dudes with Scared of Chaka played 3 Black Flag songs in a tiny record store. And then after the show, we went to a bar called Three Clubs, and we just hung out with them because Zach, who was in Big in Japan, booked At the Drive-In in Reno. Again, this is way back, like in 2000. And so they all knew each other. And so we were talking to At the Drive-In dudes, and Zach was fascinated by how skinny they were. So he asked them straight up, like, what is your waist size? And they were 28.
Wow.
It was a 28 waist size, those little dudes. Those little dudes from El Paso. Um,
Past the age of 20 and in punk rock?
yeah, seriously. And I'll never forget, Zach was like, so because they had already blown up at this point. And Zach goes, so what's something that you guys notice in this change? Or what, And surprisingly, they said, oh yeah, this is at the time. Yeah, Kid Rock is a cool dude. They're like, Kid Rock he's really cool. And we're like, oh, really? They're like, oh yeah, dude, you're like, but this is in 2000. So I'm sure things have
Yeah,
changed.
when he was still on Warp, like he did Warp Tour, didn't he? In
Yeah,
like
no, yeah, I'm sure.
99 or
I know he
2000.
was like
Yeah.
an alternative dude at that
Right.
time.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, man, the thought process for this thing was very difficult. My sister reminded me of the Weakerthans because otherwise I was going to put Dillinger 4 because Dillinger 4 was for me Poison Idea meets Lookout Records. It was super heavy duty gruff with super strong pop hooks. And I
Hmm.
remember I read about them in Flipside, and I bought Mr. Midwestern Songs, and holy shit, that changed everything. And that was probably 98. And I was like, this should be the biggest band in the world.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right.
Midwestern Songs is just such a perfect. I couldn't believe people were like, oh yeah, it's all right. I was like, oh, you're not listening to the same album, man. This is the fucking best album ever. And yeah, and then my sister was like, yeah, but didn't you tell me about the Weekends first? And so I'm like, oh yeah, I did have that one first. So, but other than that, yeah, they were pioneering records. I have lots of favorite records, but those were definitely pivotal,
Hmm.
moments.
Nice. So, okay. So when you look at all the records, do you feel like there's a theme or a feeling or a through line that kind of ties them all together?
That Guns N' Roses one kind of throws a wrench in everything. Uh, uh, I mean, I'd say I hope it's the right answer. I'd say honesty. I'd like to think those records were very honest, especially Appetite, because like they were such a raw band.
Yeah, right.
But you know, I think Pet Sounds is the only non-debut for those records.
Yeah.
But yeah, all earnest, incredibly heartfelt.
Lots of hooks on every one of those records.
Yeah,
Like obviously tonally they're different, but lots of hooks, like lots of melodies
That's what I
on each
love.
of those records.
That's what I loved about punk, and I'm sure you guys feel the same way. When I discovered you can write a pop hook, but without the pop aesthetic.
Mm.
It was guys your age or maybe 5 years older, holding down a job, playing a show at night in a garage, and they're writing as strong as hook as Open Arms by Journey.
Mm-hmm.
You're going like, oh, they do it here too? Like these guys are cooler. And then that's what it did. That's what did it for me. It's like hearing Kerplunk for the first time. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? I put that on not too long ago, and that's a Beatles album.
Mm-hmm.
The fucking perfect album.
Mm-hmm.
It's hooks. I mean, honesty and hooks, but like hooks are so. That to me is what makes the song. Like great lyrics are obviously very important, but to me, you want someone to just be like, "Ooh, what is that? Who are you listening to?" That's when you're like, "Fuck!" Like that's like if I DJ or something like that, and someone's like, what are you listening to?" And like, oh, that's like a high point in my life, turning someone else onto a new band.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you got into 15, that's
Yeah.
fucking rad. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I hope I'm gonna get into more of them. I'm gonna go back and listen to more. I only had time to listen to that one, but yeah, I'm gonna definitely go back and check out more.
Yeah, all the old Lookout shit. Oh my God, early '90s Lookout. Fucking flawless.
That was my wheelhouse.
Oh yeah. Like, that was geared for us. It was geared for us. Op Ivy, my friend played me Op Ivy. My friend Vince.
Avail. I was a huge Avail fan before. I feel like a lot of people were, and they don't fit like sonically with Lookout records.
They were definitely like a what the fuck?
Yeah.
The Lookout guy, because they were not poppy at all. Because especially you're coming from like MTX and Crimp Shrine and Green Day and
Groovy Ghoulies.
Yeah, all the silly garagey pop punk.
Yeah.
You know, songs about farting or whatever. Like, oh, I kissed a girl. And then Avail's like, I mean, they had neurosis and stuff, but they moved on and like,
yeah.
But yeah, Avail was just like, oh fuck, like look how it's hard now. Like,
right.
Look how it's getting heavy now. Like, yeah, it was awesome. It was a great surprise.
Thank you for listening to 4 Records. Please check us out on Instagram at 4 Records Podcast or email us at 4recordspodcast@gmail.com. And as always, please keep up with your favorite bands at dyingscene.com.